involve the community in being aware of how best we can fight road accidents in Uganda, what they need to know to prevent them rather than most of the times where we see post-mortem. What caused. We want now to prevent these accidents. And joining me on set to discuss this is the Director, Traffic, Uganda Police Force, that is Lawrence Niwabine. You're most welcome, sir, to our studios.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kirabo. I'm grateful to be here, and thank you.
Then on my extreme hand end is a man who is very passionate about creating awareness in the field of road safety, and that is Engineer Janad Asimwe, who happens to be, that is the EDIMMPE, which is the Institute of Mining, Geological and Petroleum Engineers, Uganda. You're most welcome, Engineer.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chirabo, for inviting us and having this lovely welcome. Thank you so much.
I'll begin with the Director of Traffic. Afande, we know many times you look at police as the people responsible for roads, and when an accident occurs, the first thing we ask ourselves is, police yabadewa, literally, where was police? You know, how could this overloaded bus move from Kanungu to maybe this area has gotten an accident? This time, why are you moving this campaign to the communities?
Oh, thank you very much. Police, as usual, is the one mandated to enforce the law. And we do that. And that is why the community says, oh, where was police? The community would love to see police everywhere. That in any situation, they're able either to respond very fast or contain it before it occurs. So that is the reason why the community says, oh, where was police? Two, we want community involvement. This community involvement, we've realized of recent that the motorcycles have moved to those villages, remote areas, and they are replacing bicycles. And when they get there, you find a whole family has, the father puts the whole family on a motorcycle, and they are going either to the market, either to the church, or any other function, whether wedding or any celebration. Now, on the course of riding, and the whole family is on the motorcycle, they get an accident, or they are involved in a road crash, and 4 people in a family die, or all of them. So we are looking at the number of passengers that are dying on these motorcycles, and we say no, we have to take the campaign to the community, to the grassroots. And when we go to the local communities, we shall identify the leaders who are the LC1, LC2, LC3, and the councillors who represent the people. They also have a constituency down there. So that's why we are moving to local communities such that we involve them in this road crash campaign.
Engineer Janad, you're into petroleum, engineering. What brings you in traffic? Now, why is the connectivity?
Okay, first of all, I want to thank the Traffic Uganda, also the Directorate, and our director here and the team who managed to come to the region of Albertine, and we successfully launched the campaign led by our team of the Directorate and IMPE Uganda, that is Institute of Mining, Metallurgy, Petroleum Engineers Uganda, which involves itself in developing projects across the country. And I think we have a lot of logistics across the country, and safety is always the most important thing. Before I go on so much, I want to extend sincere condolences to our Dr. Bagonza, who just crashed on Friday on moto, Nakawa, and the fraternity of doctors. Please, we are with you, and we are in sorrows. She was a very good doctor, and really she was doing primary health care along IMC clinics, and we have lost her also in this kind of accidents. When you see the directorate and Impe Uganda coming out, it is not just something that which is looked at as an entertainment. It is something which is taking life. So I go back to your question, how you are asking, I'm in a lot of projects of mineral, petroleum, and infrastructure. If safety is not there, then even the roads we are constructing, whatever we are doing is not going to happen. So that's why we come and join with Traffic Uganda to ensure that safety is key, and everyone at least who is moving on roads knows that at home there is someone who is waiting. Thank you.
Now I come back to the Director of Traffic. You know, accidents we see in Uganda, they happen on a daily basis.
Yes.
And I remember one time I was discussing with you a number of years back, and we were talking about issues of border, and you used this word that I always use in a number of shows. You told me borders are an unnecessary evil. That because they lose so many, they kill so many people. But let's understand, why do you think Uganda is not given accidents the due priority they take? I'll give a simple example. Every day people die due to accidents. But it's only when we have a VIP, a member of parliament, or a bus that kills so many people, that you hear these things make it maybe to the floor of parliament. You know, we do not look at accidents as even a serious killer of Ugandans. I was looking at a report that indicated about 800 dying, and many of these are people below 40 years. And this is the age of productivity. But we seem like Yafudaka Benja, accidents.
Thank you very much. Very analytical. Thank you. Now, the problem is conceptualization of the term road safety. How do you link road safety to economic development? How do you link road safety to other sectors that contribute to economic development? The moment we get to understand that linkage, you will see everybody coming on board and speaking the same language. I would also like to add, you see, coordinating all those sectors and agencies that work towards achieving good road use has not been really achieved, has not been really moved to the next step. We need to coordinate, and we need a coordinating office. And this coordinating office should have also structures that run to the grassroots. It should also have resources that it should educate the masses about road safety. I'm going back to conceptualization of road safety. If Uganda is depicted on international scene, that whenever you arrive at the airport and you move on the roads are not safe. It impacts on some sector of the economy, and I want to mention it now, tourism. How much do we get from tourism and these arrivals, the tourists? So if on international scene, Uganda is known to have killer roads, which it will affect the number of tourists arriving in this country. And if it affects those number of tourists arriving in this country, it also affects the revenue collected in the tourism sector. These are the linkages we need to look at. And then coming to your analysis, the productive age is the one which is dying. It is affecting productivity in the whole sectors of the economy. it is also affecting the labor force of this country. It is increasing strain because we are getting now more disabled people because of these injuries. We need to rethink the way we look at road safety in this country and come on the same board with police. With police, because we have all the information. There is no one who has information about road safety than police. Even these ones who are doing research get information from us. So we need really to come on board and help Ugandans so that we don't have a disabled population in the near future.
Well, Engineer Janad, we know this is a campaign that is being launched, but help us understand, what are some of these highlights, the message you're communicating, that you want people on the roads, people driving, what are some of those tips that you're focusing, the message you're sending to the people at such a time?
Okay, thank you so much. And me now, I'm like, consider me to be the last consumer in supply chain. Because me, I'm using the road. And I'm ensuring that I want to reach safely wherever I'm going. So to me, now if it is to me, I'm talking to other people also who are using roads, like me, how I'm using it. This campaign, it is going to us who are using the roads, because most cases we look at traffic. Uganda are the most people to be blamed when accidents happen, but we have forgotten that we are the key users of these roads. By the time you blame the traffic, you're already dead. I don't know how you are going to blame, but they will help you to blame on your behalf. And then you won't get accountability of your blaming. So what happens is that prevention is always better than what? Cure. That's why we come into your question, what are those key things we are looking at? Give an example. When you are driving, director, I'm reporting these issues. Maybe some of them, you see them. Sometimes you are driving, someone in front of you is on call. Is receiving a call, but you are seeing a car is in a sinusoidal, making sinusoidal curves along the road. Then you ask yourself, if at all I'm taking off, can I go this side? And this person maybe is negotiating a business on the phone when he's driving. What happens? The guy tells you, no, you don't have a contract. What happens? Loses. And then maybe from behind, people do what? I would ask the people who are driving, Sango, that we have the vehicles, but the children at home are waiting for us. We went live and they want us to come back what? Live. If you have any business call or any family call, anything, why don't you park along the side and then take your call? After making a call, you drive safely. Sometimes me, I don't have my driver. Maybe he's doing other works I've assigned. But when I'm going to drive myself, if I feel dizziness, a director, when you find my vehicle one day parking along the road, don't think that the vehicle has got a mechanical problem. Sometimes I park along the road and I sleep. I first sleep, at least 30 minutes are enough to refresh my brain, and then go back on road. But then you find someone is driving, is dozing on road. Some people drive kilometers when they are dozing, when they're in another world. So I would caution the public that please, if you see that you are tired, don't drive to impress your boss that maybe you okay, you are standard. Talk to your boss and tell him, engineer, I'm not feeling okay. I'm not feeling stable when I'm on road. Can I take some rest, just 10 minutes or 20, and then maybe my brain refreshes? What about moving with your documentations of your car? Because you are going to meet people, you are going to meet the traffic officials, they ask you questions. Because you don't have the documentation of your car, once you see traffic, you race, you want to bypass very fast. And maybe by accident, there is a stopover. And then you end up causing an accident. Drinking. I thought, okay, me, I'm not in that field, but drinking is not bad. I wouldn't say that it's bad. But do you know when you're supposed to drink? Why don't you have a timetable that right now I'm going to drive myself. Then if I'm driving, even though you are in the party with people, like sometimes I have guests at home, I may bring bottles of wine, I put there. But if you are my driver and I see you taking it, and you're going to drive me, I'll keep quiet. And when driving reaches, I will tell you, you can sleep. Okay? Because you are drunk. You can't drive me when one of your senses is disturbed by a content of what? Of alcoholic. Then means that these accidents which are coming on, they are coming on with many factors. And to someone who is gentle, who is a driver, if you have misunderstandings at home, I'm aware now from the traffic, I'm on us. Someone you come from home, when you have a lot of things at home, you are not in good terms with your wife, maybe children, neighbors, hey, you just enter the car and bang. Once you realize that you have closed your door of the car, not in good moods, just come out and go back in the house. It means that car may not reach well, wherever you are going. You need to notice these signs. You yourself and say, I may get a problem. Because you have begun problems from home. Exactly. Then meaning that you need to use your brain and say, where I'm going, I'm safe. If at home, I came when I'm not safe. Those are the people you meet on the way. You are bypassing him, maybe overtaking him. He's trying to become funny because he's having what you call a displacement factor. These are psychological terms. Someone gets angered at home, then he comes to bring the anger, to bring it to Chirabo, who is driving to UBC in good terms. And then finally you clock. Then he comes out, he parks the car in the middle, and director, since you are here, I want to ask a question myself. Why do people, when they get those small crutches, someone parks in the middle of the road, and then it causes other people even to get into other accidents?
Waiting for police.
He's waiting for the police. He's going to explain that because I have seen I have seen those circumstances. Someone just get a crack with the neighbor, comes out, the car parks there, and then crowd, the people begin knocking borders. So I think also he need to clarify it to the public, because some of us, we are impatient, maybe we are behind, we don't know the law. And then we begin looking at the person who is parking. Maybe for him is right, and for us we are not right. So I think he is going to also help us into that. But the question is that when we are driving, let's know that there are people who are waiting for us where we are going, and there are people who are waiting for us where we are coming from. The speed we normally have, like me, my cars, I normally make sure that they are mechanically stable. You know, vehicles, they are any other things. If you don't look after them, you may reach at a corner, you want to negotiate a corner, and some of the project people I normally see driving, they negotiate in 120. That is a parabolic curve of y equals 4x squared. You have to be sure that what you are describing, is it real? My vehicle can it. There are types of vehicles which you say like TX. TX, I may say, I don't want to go beyond 100, okay? If I negotiate in 100, this car may do what?
Overturn.
May overturn. Maybe I have some car which is flattening down. If I use this speed, and so those
are technicalities, but all we are talking about overspeeding.
Yes, you need to know your vehicle you are using. You see, all these things is a Venn diagram. Or is a flow chart. Something like that. You see that, how is this one coming to this? Before an accident, I was happy when I was with the director in Hoima yesterday, he was telling me how they calculated the mathematics which led to the other accident which happened in Fort Potro? Yeah, Fort Potro. You are really seeing practical things. And I think now, me coming from the other line now of legislation and leadership, I would call, I think, the government of Uganda to try to equip more the Directorate of Traffic or the Traffic Uganda with a lot of science learnings and capacity building, because someone is going to give a report, basically technical. Why did that accident happen? Why did this one happen? I think there are many points I can give on that, but we need to ensure that whatever we are doing, police comes last.
Okay.
Don't blame police. Now, where is the police? Now, it is you. Ask ask yourself,
You're the cause of the
where
accident.
is Asimwe? Where is his mechanic? Why is the vehicle causing all this? Why am I driving this? Then the police will come and say, oh, sorry, this one, you should have a third party. You know, police things are not so many. For them, they are there to bring us together. But we are the cause.
This brings me back to the Director of Traffic Uganda Police Force, Fande Niwabine. How are you planning to roll out this campaign? I was watching a few clips that happened in Western Uganda. I know my producer or director will be showing some of them, how you are in the public and trying to do that sensitization. But now it's time for Central Region. How are you going to move to the public? How are you going, which methods are you going to use to ensure that much as you want it out of police to the communities, you know, of late everyone seems busy. Sometimes it is only politics that where you can easily attract people to come. But telling them now there's a sensitization on traffic, there is this and less drivers, many may not appear.
Oh, thank you very much. We have launched, and we launched in the Albertine region. And we were happy and grateful to have Honorable Engineer Asimwe, who took it upon himself to mobilize the local councils. And we want to reach out to local councils and find them in session. So when they are debating their issues and we approach them and they give us a slot, we shall talk to all the councillors. And this is at the district level, the district councillors, the mayor, where we go to cities, LC3, we would like to find them in a session. And then the local police now can approach the LCs, the local council 1 or 2. Now we shall have that liaison officer of traffic to reach the LC 1. So we have that structure already in the traffic police. We are going to have training materials. And like when we were launching, we had the charts. We had the traffic charts showing signals how to use the road. We also have the highway code. We have some, you know, and that information is also put in local languages.
Okay.
Now, we would like not to move as traffic alone. You can see now we need support such that we can have the materials enough, the translations, so that we reach the local level. We are also really looking at partnerships and would like those collaborations to be emphasized. And we are looking at the churches. We are looking at the mosques. We are looking at these pastors, such that on Sunday, get a slot, because you have the material, you've read, tell the congregation that people are dying on our roads. The roads now, good roads have reached all those villages and corners.
Actually, the better the road, the more accidents. Because the better the road, we overspeed.
Actually, it is not like that. The better the roads, the less accidents. But the severity
of those accidents.
The chances that when you are involved in an accident, you are likely to die goes high.
Because someone will overspeed because the road is okay. When you have potholes,
you've now seen it. That severity index goes high. The chances that you are on that road and you are involved in an accident, you die. So now that is where you hear people, oh, these roads have come, good government has put them in place, but they are killing people. But the number of accidents when you make a good road do not increase, and we have it. So we want to reach everybody, and we are now set to reach. In Albertine, we moved there, we got the support, we met the council in session, and we talked to them, and we talked to the religious leaders, we talked to transporters, and now the message is moving, and the regional traffic officer there, with his structures, should reach the grassroots. I would like to comment on the engineering part. I would like to inform the public that traffic is science.
Yeah.
Sure.
Traffic is science. And the public seems to be taken away that the traffic work is to wave these vehicles in traffic jam. Traffic management is not a function of the traffic police. It is a function of local authorities. They should have traffic wardens to wave these vehicles and let police go to its role, enforcement and crash investigation.
Okay. So when I see cases here having wardens,
yes, they should train them. They should call us. We train them, monitor how they perform, and when they are up to standard, they can be on the road and control this jam. And we can go and do what we are mandated to do. We are overstretched, and that is why we have fixed checkpoints. You find our officers are on fixed points. Some accidents occur because the public knows where to find traffic officers.
definitely, if it's overloading,
Yes.
get out from here, mutambule mukatono, get back in the car, we continue. If it is drinking, don't pass there, batadewe chiddo, don't pass there, waliwe chiddo, so pass here, pass there, you're safe. We know. But if you don't have a driving permit, you know where.
And what the engineer was emphasizing, you see, before a crash occurs, there are a series of events that lead to that crash. A series of events that lead to the crash. Now, a crash will occur when the police is not there. You come and reconstruct the scene. We don't need these small scratches on vehicles that you must block traffic. These days, it's not in the past. These days, we have our mobile phones. Take a picture off the road, park off the road, let the road remain motorable, call the traffic police will come and say how they will study and see the accident happened like this. They will know who was behind, who was in front, they will know who was at the fault, who did not keep distance, they will discover all these things.
Because usually
You don't
you
need
stop
to
and wait
there.
for the traffic to come
Yes.
and access the damage.
Even when someone has died and the police immediately responds, it first clears the road. Because if you remain in the road, you are likely to cause a secondary accident. But I want to emphasize this. These road crashes are predictable in the first place. Predictable. You can predict that this area may
So that is
kill
some
a
of the
person.
road safety campaign. That
Yes.
was the
Yes.
urban unusual.
Good, yes. And also can be preventable. We can prevent these accidents when we come together, when we speak the same road safety message, and when we get converted that really there is a problem in this country of road safety. I am now one of the few officers who do road crash reconstruction. And that is why he referred to this accident in Fort Potro. We went there and reconstructed the scene. And we used scientific knowledge to arrive at the speed at which that bus was driving. And we correlated to what the CCTV cameras captured that bus at a distance of 3 kilometers, about 3 kilometers to the scene, to the accident scene.
That is the link.
Yes, link bus. And when we correlated the two, we really discovered, and you heard the minister authoritatively said this person was driving excess of the prescribed speed. So this is science we use, and traffic, I still emphasize, is science. We need more officers who have studied physics, mathematics.
Hey, Mukulu.
Yes.
Now we need scientists in traffic department.
Actually, they should form the 90%
Director
of
traffic
officers.
Uganda Police Force.
Announces.
This is hard. Viewers, I'm happy the Director Traffic Uganda Police Force saying he needs 90% of the traffic officers, scientists.
Yes. to deal with accident investigations.
To deal with accident investigations.
Yes.
Well, still looking at the campaign that has been launched on road safety awareness. Now we are heading for Central Region. That is some of the workshops and conferences that happened in the Albertine region. But still, even with the excitement of oil and gas, Engineer Asimwe, I've heard that this has also had an influence on traffic in the Albertine region. Is this true?
Yeah, it is true. Actually, why I encouraged the director to begin with Albertine, because the program was going to the eastern first, that is Mbale, of which Mbale still, you people of Mbale, the director is coming anytime, because the mission is to ensure that all Ugandans are safe, not only the 39 district in the Albertine region. But why mostly he began with Albertine region? Because the traffic is already increasing randomly so much. It is too much, because for me, I'm involved in the companies developing these projects of oil and gas, and I'm one of the key members in this. The traffic of only the Sinoko trucks, we may go to 2,000 in the next 2 years. You find that the traffic is going to be high. And those of people who are living in Hoima, you have seen the street parking, but we are trying to speak with the stakeholders and the management of Swift for companies to ensure that they have a central place where they can be parking these heavy vehicles wherever their drivers want to sleep in the town. Because remember, a heavy vehicle of 20 cubic meters capacity, that is 30 tonnages of carrier, you find it is very big to park it on the street, and others are very big vehicles. Then our people are used to small parkings. We haven't developed. They are new cities, but they haven't developed to the standard that we can have those reserve parkings. So we are going to work with the directorate, work with the city. That's why the directorate has come out and said, no, we need to talk to the councils. We need to talk to these leaders, because they are the people who talk with these people every day. And I want to assure you that this oil and gas is going to increase 20 times and more the traffic in the region, because everyone is pointing that side. Imagine one company has 1,000 workers. Among 1,000 workers, a minimum of 100 will have vehicles. Then all of them are going towards that side. So even other stakeholders, ministries, wherever, who are developing this oil and gas, you will find that this campaign has come in a real time where we need. I want to first thank the government of Uganda for improving the infrastructure, where most roads now, critical oil roads, are being tarmacked. But people are dying, I'm telling you. These people, they didn't know that zebra crossing, you have also to see behind. For them, when you tell them that the zebra crossing, for them they think once that yellow zebra is, they just need to cross. And the vehicle is that one. That's why the directorate comes and says, no, we need to make these people understand these things.
That you don't just...
Hey, now, you put a road and put 20. They don't know why you are saying 20. UNRWA has done its part with the government, they have done roads, but we need more campaigns so that these people can know. When they say there is a zigzag line like this, it means there is a sharp corner and another sharp one and another one. So when you are driving, please try to go somehow slow. That's why many people have, many vehicles have turned on that rift part when you are going to Bulisa, because there are a lot of curves. To those of you who have moved to Kisoro, you have seen those curves on the road. So if someone is not educated on that sign, it's going to come with a vehicle thinking it's on Entebbe Express. And that's how people have died. I witnessed one vehicle which was coming behind me. We are moving for a project, a very good vehicle, V8 TX, a very good one. But because the driver didn't know that wherever I'm going, I need to respect the signs, the vehicle overturned and it made a ball. So people were rushed into hospitals, but God was on them. They didn't perish because the vehicle was okay.
Well, Director Traffic, when we talk about this campaign that was launched, and now we're in the central bit of it, starting today, where you're going to be meeting and all this, help us understand what has been the public response. Albertine, I've seen a number of attendance, but to what extent do people feel that they should be aware of issues to do with the traffic? Because for me, I see many people just want to know, what should I do not to be arrested by police? Some have now even developed a habit, take a muka sente musau. As you're leaving home, have something for the traffic officers. He who gives and he who takes are both wrong people, I must accept. Then many today, with the coming of automated cars, few people now go to driving schools, but they get driving licenses. That I know you know. That you can find someone, he has never done any test. Even if you examine him, put in double indicators, do this, all that, they don't know. But they have a road license and they are good to go on the road. So how are Ugandans interested in knowing? Don't you think maybe this is a campaign that really may not attract so much? If it was maybe health, COVID, HIV, all that, but traffic issues, road safety issues, I highly doubt.
No. We are going to achieve results. One, we have gone on the drawing board and we have analyzed the previous road safety campaigns.
Because there have been many, really.
And we asked ourselves, what is it that we are not doing correct as traffic police? And we have come up with that initiative, this initiative. Now, whom are you targeting? We have the statistics. The motorcyclists have surpassed the pedestrians. The trend of road crashes in Uganda has been that the pedestrians die more. But last year, the numbers of motorcyclists that die on these roads has surpassed the pedestrians. And this is worrying. Therefore, our
Yet more motorcycles are coming in.
And more motorcycles are coming in.
These Bajaj boxers for border borders.
By the way, if I was to make a sweeping statement on this national TV about this Bajaj, I would say, can we do away with Bajaj and get the scooter? Do you know the scooter? You know the scooters? You've seen them.
The one that
I think sometimes the Indian community use them.
Yes.
Their speed is regulated, isn't it?
Yes.
And its engine capacity is not like this Bajaj, which should be left to Kabale, Bondebujo, Kanungu, in those villages of mine. That is where this Bajaj should be used to climb those hills and mountains. But in Uganda, why don't we now introduce the scooters if we cannot control the Bajaj? And we shall reduce the accidents once the scooters come. I want you to start thinking in that direction.
They are more delicate, you know, once it lands down,
Exactly.
the plastic is gone and all that.
And the speed is not like this one of Bajaj. So, going back to our messages, 2, who do you work with to send the message to the local person? 3, we are also proposing, what message are you giving them? We also give them options, give them proposals. We are also saying, if the LC1 knows that in his area 5 people have bought motorcycles, he can call them and then liaise with either police or himself. When he has this information of road safety, he can have 3 days or a week and give them basic training before, which introduces you on the road. You may do that basic training, not necessarily to acquire a driving permit, but to introduce you to ride on the road. And I would propose that this basic training be taken up by all local authorities. And before a motorcycle is taken onto the road, then they have done that basic training. They know how to maybe use the road, how the speed at which to move, the way to maintain their motorcycle, and we move in that direction. The messages, who to deal, who to take these messages, who to partner with, is very important in this campaign. But Mr. Kirago, you know the problem of motorcycles in this country. The problem of motorcycles in this country is big. How do they come into this country? If the law says a motorcycle is a motor vehicle, now When you want to buy a vehicle, you know which bond to go and,
yes.
Isn't it? Why is it that these motorcycles are sold in retail like any other commodity? That is the reason why a grandmother of a certain boy sells his piece of land, gives 5 million to the grandson, and the grandson goes on the road, on a shop, buys a motorcycle, and comes home riding to show the grandmother. And he may not even reach there to show the grandmother that I've bought a motorcycle. Why can't we centralize all these selling points of motorcycles? If they come as spare parts, they are taken in one central place. You work on them, you assemble. After assembling, the registration begins. Now, I would suggest by the time someone gets out with a motorcycle, he has a driving permit, the motorcycle is insured because it is going on the road. He has all the requirements. Which stage does he belong to? Isn't it? Now, when that procedure is done, it becomes easier for enforcement to enforce the traffic regulations on these characters.
Well, in the interest of time, I'll go to Engineer. What are your final remarks to, that is, other companies? Because, you know, this police may not handle itself and other stakeholders in this country. Your final remarks in that direction.
Okay, yeah, first of all, I want to congratulate the Albertine region for having really made us go through all this and welcoming our director and welcoming Impe Uganda and the whole team. They worked tirelessly to ensure that this campaign begins. Though I'm calling upon all the stakeholders, beginning from the government, strata companies, and even non-governmental organizations, civil societies, we are going to come to you and say, we are not alone into this thing. We are all moving, we are all mobile, we are driving on roads. Oil companies, whoever got a contract in the oil company, you are going to be part of this because all of them have vehicles on road. And even they have contributed in which way? They are compensating these villagers people, the local people, minus enough financial education. Someone gets 100 million, he goes and buys 16 bajajes and then he gives every child. Tomorrow they on the road, they already borders. By what? By compensation. So we are going to call all the companies to come on board and work with us and ensure that safety is paramount. And I want to end also by thanking the director and the team, the legal, the PR owner, Pima, the legal, Pamela, all who came and escorted our director, and all traffic regional officers from the Albertine region were available. And really they witnessed this and they are going to put things into practical and ensure that safety on road has been improved to avoid the rates of accidents which are now increasing daily. The director, if he had enough time, he has enough presentation, but because of short time, he has just cut small things.
Some of the,
yeah, but there is an increase now in accidents, which the traffic says, no, I think we need to change the mechanism on the way we are doing these things, not on road. Let us reach on the ground and ensure everyone is part of this. Otherwise, thank you so much for coming us to Albertine region and also allowing this Impe Uganda and the Directorate of Traffic Uganda to initiate. Others are going to join and we are going also to be working with them to ensure that safety is really paramount in our Ugandan road network.
Well, thank you, Engineer Janad. Your final remarks, Director.
Oh, my final remarks, first of all, to thank you. You are the first
media house
to get me on television, and I want you to take the banner ahead. Two, I want to thank Impe Uganda, and more specifically Engineer Asimwe Honorable, for grasping the road concept very fast, and immediately we talked together, and we are talking about other issues, but when I talked about road safety, quickly he grasped it and said, no, let's move together. I'm very happy, and others should learn from Honorable Engineer, and we see how best we can improve. Lastly, traffic police is saying no. This road crash trend can be reversed and save lives in Uganda. Road crashes are predictable and preventable. Can we work together and achieve this? Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much, Director of Traffic, Uganda Police Force, Lawrence Niwabine, and also Impe Uganda, that is ED Engineer Honorable Asimwe Janad. For this time, it is time for the Central Region. Starting from today, let's welcome the teams from police and let's pass on the message. Everybody is a potential victim of an accident. It may not be you, but that one in front of you, that one behind you, that one in the sides, and of course border cyclists. You're now dying more than anybody because of road accidents. Welcome knowledge, welcome wisdom, and please, please, we can reverse the trend of road crashes in Uganda. Have a lovely day. God bless you.
Welcome